welcome to the channel. In this video we will talk about the candlestick versus order flow chart. We will see which one is better and which chart everyone should be using. In candlestick chart we have something called as candles, which display information using 4 data points called as open, high, low and close. So here I have a simple candlestick candle. Now here let's assume that this is a 5-minute time period candle. Then here we can see that this is where the price opened, and then this is the high that the price made, and then the price went lower, and this is the low made, and then the price closed here. Generally with the candlestick charts, volume bars are plotted separately, which will indicate the amount of volume traded for the duration of that candle. So here, during this 5-minute interval, let us say 26,000 lots were traded. So now what are the information available? We know where the price opened, where the price closed, what was the high and what was the low, and also we know how much volume was transacted. But when we see the amount of volume transacted in here, we don't know where exactly those volumes were majorly traded, whether most of the volume was traded at the high or whether most of the volume was traded at the low. We don't know that. And also from this price point to this price point, there was a lot of trading activity happened, and we don't know anything about that. How aggressively sells and buys were made, we don't know anything about that. Now let's take a look at a order flow chart. So now what I have here is same candle represented using an order flow candle. Now here, what are the information available to us? Now here, by looking at the color of this candle, we can say that it is a red candle, which means price opened higher and closed lower. And then here we can find that the price opened here, and then it made a high here, and then it made a low here, and then the price closed here. Along with that, we can see the volume that was traded during the period of this particular candle. Now, what else information is available from this candle? So when we looked at this candlestick candle, we did not know how much volume was traded at each price interval. But here, the numbers that you see are the amount of trades that were taken at each price intervals. Here, I have set up the order flow chart to be displayed in such a way that in the left side, we can see the sell market orders, and in the right side, we can see the buy market orders. So here, when you see the numbers in the left side of this candle, they are the aggressive or market sell orders, and in the right side, we can see aggressive or market buy orders. So now we know exactly how much volume, how many trades were taken at each price points. Now by looking at this, we can see that majority of the transaction happened at the lower part of this candle. Why? We can see big numbers in here. If we compare it with the upper section of this candle, they are smaller numbers. So majority of the volume traded here in the lower part of this candle. And one more thing, here the order flow candle that you guys see is just one way of representing information. There are many different ways you can set up the order flow chart. And now here, this part that is highlighted here is called as POC, also called as point of control, where majority of the transaction happened. Now we know where majority of the trade was taken, which is here in this part of the candle. So now here you can see some of the numbers highlighted in a different color, and they are also represented using a larger text size. I have set up this software displays certain values like this, and these are called as imbalances. Imbalances represent how aggressively buying or selling happened. I have set up the Orderflow software that I have used for this particular candle in such a way that when buy or sell is 3 times the opposite side, the numbers will be displayed like this. You can see that some of the sections are colored here like this in red color. These are called as volume zones, and these are colored in red because here we can see that 3 selling imbalances are together. These are also called as stacked selling imbalances, and when this happens we draw a zone for that. So they will act as a strong resistance if the price comes back to this particular zone. We can see another selling cluster of selling imbalances here, stacked selling imbalances, and they are highlighted here in red, and a zone will be drawn, and again that will act as a resistance if the price comes back to that particular zone. And apart from these values, we can also see the delta values which are displayed here, and then caught high and caught low values, and then we have the imbalance count, the number of imbalances that are present in each side. For example, in this candle we have 12 imbalances in the sell side compared to the 1 imbalance in the buy side. How this order flow candle can help us to take better decision. So as a trader, if you just look at this red candle, and what do you think? Okay, the price opened here, it came back low here, it closed here. So aggressive selling is happening. So you may decide to go short here. But if you look at the order flow chart, it will tell you a slightly different story. What happened here? Price opened here, then the sellers were aggressive, they were taking the price lower, and we can see the aggression in this selling imbalances present here. And then as we went lower, more effort was required to take the price lower, because here we can see large numbers, and it means that although people were aggressively selling, someone was buying here. Most of the trading activity has happened at the lower of this candle, and despite of the aggressive selling activity, price did not go lower. And also we can see some buying happening here. We can see market buying happening, and also a buying imbalance spotted at the low of this candle. You can analyze this and you can say that, okay, there is selling here, but at this particular point someone is buying. So does that mean that it will be a reversal and you will go long? No. So what you do is you will wait and see what happens next. So you will wait whether these buyers will become successful in stopping the downfall, or whether they will lose to the sellers. And then, if you see further signs, then you can go short here. So all the things that I have talked about in this video is just to show you guys how much information an order flow chart can give you. So just by looking at the candlestick chart, we don't have a lot of information, but when you look at the order flow chart, we can analyze that and we can get more information. When you have the option of getting more information than less information, you should always go for more information. So I think everyone should use order flow charts. Now, one misconception that I generally see is that people think that order flow trading is a separate methodology. Yes, you can use only order flow for trading. At the same time, it also can be used along with whatever the trading methodology that you guys are using. If you are a price action trader, you can use it. If you are a market profile trader, you can use it. Or you can use some other trading methodology, you can use this. So having knowledge of the order flow information, I think it will provide you an edge. It will make you take better decisions than without using the order flow. Now finally, in this video, I just want to show you guys different order flow softwares and how information can be displayed in different ways using order flow. So here I have is a 30-minute order flow chart for Nifty, and if you look at this, these are the candles, but in these candles we have more information. Now this is another software which is displaying or representing the information, same order flow. And then I have this is Quanturbo, and here I have set up the chart in such a way that we can see the numbers and also the volume is displayed like this as volume bars. This is a setup that I use for my trading. So finally, I think everyone should use Orderflow in their trading. So this is it guys for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you have anything to say, then write that in the comment box. For more tutorials, subscribe to the channel.